what? Let me just take a moment and record a video because, yeah, when I tell you the Father will make room for your blessings to enter into your life, He will do just that. Like, I had to travel here to El Paso yesterday because last minute I needed to get a correction on my passport. And of course, like, you know, that's a whole process, and I'm going to be traveling soon. So I was like, oh my gosh, I got to do something. So I ended up calling the passport office, and thankfully they was able to make me an appointment, which was for today, so that I could get my passport corrected so that I could still travel at the appointed time. So coming here, I just was like a little iffy about it. Like, you know, like, oh my gosh, how is this gonna work? I ain't never been to El Paso a day in my life. I don't know nobody there. I'm all alone, right? But nevertheless, when the Father is doing things in your life, you have to know that you are never truly alone, because He's going to be taking that walk with you, right? Like, He's ordering your steps, He's directing you, He's protecting you, and you really have no worries. So I put on my big girl shoes, and I flew out here, y'all, to handle what I needed to handle for my passport. And so I want to say last night, because I came here a day early. I arrived a day early to make sure that I can be on time for my appointment this morning at the passport office. So I came a day early. I was at a convenience store last night because I had to take the photo for my passport. And so as I'm in a convenience store and I'm talking to the guy that was checking me out, he was like, we have something called Scenic View, which is located here in El Paso. And he said, did you have an opportunity to see it? And I said, no, I didn't. And so he was explaining to me a little bit about what it is, which is basically, Scenic View is just basically on the top of the mountain, right? And so you drive up, and once you get to the top, you're able to like look down on the whole city of El Paso. And it literally reminds me of being in Ghana and being in Accra. And then from Accra, you can travel up the mountain to a place called Aubrey. And then when you get there, it's basically at the top, and you can look down on the whole city of Accra. And so coming here to El Paso and being able to come up on this mountain and look down reminded me of being in Ghana. And I was just like, this is amazing. Like, I could have went anywhere, y'all, anywhere to do this passport appointment. I could have went to Louisiana, anywhere. But the Father chose for me to come to El Paso for a reason, I believe. And it wasn't just about because I needed to get a passport, because I could have went anywhere, like I said, but He handpicked and selected this exact location for me to come. And I'm just amazed, y'all. I'm amazed at the view. I'm amazed at what the Father is doing in my life in this moment. Really, this video is just my appreciation for what the Father is doing in my life. So this is one of my videos that I recorded before Juss Vlog was even created. And as I was putting the previous video together about how to get a passport, I just thought, let me share this experience, because it to some extent details my experience of going about getting an emergency passport, which I needed to travel. So I had to book an appointment in El Paso, Texas. I was in Houston, Texas by this time, and I booked the appointment. So I had to fly out here. I booked an Airbnb for the day. I was only out here for a day, but the scene was absolutely beautiful. And I was able to ultimately get my passport. And so here I am, y'all, in El Paso. And I'm enjoying this breeze. It's so beautiful out here today. It's a nice breeze. It's cool. The air is so pure. And it's a blessing, y'all. It's a blessing. An absolute blessing. This mountain view is just taking me out right now. Like, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, the view that I'm seeing right now, I don't even think can be fully appreciated unless you're like here in person. Like, you gotta just be here in person to get the fullness of this view right now. Oh my gosh, it's just amazing. It's amazing. When I went to the El Paso passport office to pick up my application, I even seen this card, so I had to get it. Can y'all tell I travel everywhere alone? I wait on nobody but the Father in heaven. So I was able to book a rental car through Turo, which it was a great service, my first time using them. And the driver actually met me at the airport to hand over the car, which was so easy. And on my way out, all I did was meet him again at the airport, and he retrieved the vehicle upon my departure. So I had an early morning appointment at the passport office. It was like maybe 8:30 a.m. Then the day before, I spent time getting my 2 passport size photos together, and I picked up the passport application from the post office because I had to get a new one. So I pre-filled everything out. So when I arrived for my appointment this early morning, it was literally just in and out. I went, submitted my 2 passport size photos. I didn't need my birth certificate because I was only there for a name change, but I did have to have my state ID bearing my actual name that I needed my passport changed into. And that was it. They had me leave, and they told me they would call me when my passport was ready for pickup, which only literally took about an hour. They called me back, I picked up my passport, and I literally just hung out and enjoyed El Paso for the rest of the day until it was time for my flight. Wish I would have detailed more of the experience, but again, this vlog was done before Just Vlog was even created, and it was really for the sole purpose of me just documenting my move to Ghana. So unfortunately, I don't have the full videos of what the experience was like at the office, and I didn't get a chance to show those things, but you guys get the point. So I spent the rest of the day just driving around and appreciating these mountains. When I tell you El Paso has the most beautiful scenery, and the mountains, OMG, it's gorgeous. So I really just spent the day driving around, checking the scenery out, eating. I spent a little, not even much time in my Airbnb, maybe like the last hour before my flight in my Airbnb. I checked out, and that was it. El Paso really is a beautiful place to travel for a vacation. I wouldn't want to move here, but you know, to each his own. It might be your destination spot, but I would for sure recommend it for vacation if you're looking for a serene, quiet, peaceful place to be. El Paso is just that. as always, if you have any questions, comments, anything I didn't cover in this video, I know I didn't go into too much detail on how the process works exactly, but if you run into any difficulties and need an emergency passport, you can drop a comment down below, or you can email me at melody@janine@gmail.com. This scenery right here is what reminded me of being in Accra in a Brie and looking down on the city. So beautiful. And not to mention, the scenery in El Paso looks a lot like our scenery at our apartment here in Ghana. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.